to year 2, episode 1 of the Gingerbread Diaries. We are in our second year now at the Gingerbread Dollhouse, and since our last close to real-time update, we took a little bit of a break for the holidays, and then the beginning of the year is usually really busy for us because we're both in accounting. So as things were starting to pick up and we hit our 1-year house anniversary, Todd was working on a couple of projects, including installing gutters, which was to ultimately fix the ongoing problems we'd had with the roof leaking. Or, well, there's some debate on whether it was the roof. You can find that whole story on the blog. But there's a little disagreement between Todd and the ladder he was using. Todd thought the ladder should stay where it was. The ladder had another opinion. So Todd fell, shattered his wrist, and that was another couple of months of not much happening house-wise. But he's on the mend, and we're back at it. And I say we, I mean him. And yet again, it's kind of fitting. We're starting year 2 with a plumbing problem. A couple months ago, I came downstairs on my way out the door for work, and I heard a drip. That's never a good thing. Obviously, it's like the worst sound a homeowner can hear. And here it was. It was a drip in the back hallway. And we've learned over this first year exactly what a drip in certain areas means. If it's a drip along the wall outside the downstairs bathroom, it's the roof or upstairs something leaking. If it's the sheeting behind the wall, behind the built-in shelving unit on the dining room side, it's a problem with the bathtub drain upstairs. And if it's coming down off of the installed shelving on the bathroom side, but not quite as far as the roof leaks are concerned, then it's a drain pipe issue. We thought we'd fixed this drain pipe issue several months ago. Todd instituted a fix with some marine weld, because there was a coupling that was leaking and we needed it not to. And that held for a while, and it wasn't that, and I don't think it was that the earlier fix hadn't held. It was that the problem was a little bit more complex, and we were dealing with a combination of PVC and cast iron pipes. We thought at first we were going to need to be able to cut the cast iron pipe, and there's a special tool to do that. It's called a snap cutter or something. Only they're about $500, and so most people would like rent them, only there was no place around here that was renting them. So we kind of pondered for a while. In the meantime, we had a drain of the drain system set up that was keeping the wall from becoming any more damaged than it already was. And then we were chatting about various things with a friend of ours, and I happened to ask because he has a lot of tools, does a lot of all sorts of random work around his home and business. And I said, hey, do you have a snap cutter for cutting cast iron pipe? He goes, no, but I have an angle grinder. You want to borrow that? Paraphrasing. And so we did, and that actually came in very handy. Todd, was able to use that, as you'll see, to ultimately fix the problem. And here's how it went.
What we got is a leaking drain pipe. You'll notice there's a plastic pipe here, a cast iron pipe here with a coupling in between. There's an equal one on the other side there, which is actually the one that is leaking.
Okay.
It's the one that's hidden behind the ceiling.
That's nasty.
What I suspect is that on that other side, this coupling here, it works for this kind of application, but I prefer a different type. It's a little bit larger and screws on a little bit tighter. But what we got here is this cast iron just corroded a little bit.
A little?
Well,
it kind of looks like Freddy Krueger's face. It does.
Well, it's probably 75 years old, so yeah, it's been. But considering the rest of the pipes up here look rather pristine, that's just, kind of.
So why do you think that one is so crappy?
Because it's probably been having water dripped onto it here for years.
Water on the outside instead of the inside?
Yes, correct.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the grinder and I'm going to grind this corrosion off a little bit. More smooth so that it has. So the coupling I have, which is down there.
Ta-da!
So this coupling will clamp on a little bit tighter to it.
Oh, and so, see, I've been wondering how you were going to get all that on there. But you can take that coupling off, take the PVC pipe off, and then get to the other coupling.
Right.
Oh, see, I was wondering how that was going to work, because I'm like, the coupling's round, you got to slide it on. How are you going to do that if we can't cut the cast iron pipe?
Which I will show you that too.
Okay.
I have a new pipe here.
Okay.
All right. So we'll put a coupling on each end. Put it in place.
So you're going to replace the PVC pipe that's up there with this one.
Correct. Yes.
Okay.
And both couplings.
And both
coupling that's on this side that is.
Okay. So it's not actually the cast iron pipe that's leaking. It's the coupling that's leaking.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So that's why it wasn't as crucial to be able to find that snap cutter thing that we needed in order to cut the cast iron pipe. And so we don't have to.
I mean, eventually, yes, we'll tear all that out and put in new, but I just want to get this fixed for now.
Yes.
But what I also have here is a union, what's called a union. I'm going to put that in between the pipe here.
Seriously? Slow.
Sorry. I'm going to put that in the middle of the pipe here. So I'll have two pieces.
Oh, so you're going to cut the pipe in half and you're going to splice that in.
Because in order to get this in between, the couplings have to go over this. But once they're in place, they're a little tough to slide back and forth. So I'm going to put one on the cast iron and on the PVC on the one side, one on the cast iron on the PVC on the other side, and then use this in the middle to bring them back together. This also gives just glue this on one side of the pipe and glue this on the other side of the pipe.
Okay.
And then once they're in place,
you can just...
Yeah, you don't have to move the pipe at all, you just have to screw this.
To rotate. Okay, and that'll be easier to reach for you rather than...
Yes.
Now, where ceiling-wise is the other coupling thingy?
Right about there.
Okay, so, alright, so there is a possibility that you're going to have to cut and make an access in the ceiling to that point, possibly, if you can't climb, because I don't know how sturdy that is, considering there's water damage and stuff.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to see what it was like up here.
Please be careful.
And yeah, it's also a little bit...
Nasty.
Well, small, too.
Watch out, babe. Please be careful. Ta-da!
Alright. A little tough to see from this shot here, but what we've got is a chip that's in the bottom of the pipe that's further back than what the coupling was allowed to cover. So that's where our leak was coming from. So my goal, even though I've got a larger coupling, is I want to grind down the pipe a little bit. Maybe not as far back as the chip is, because I probably don't have that many grinding discs, but grind it back to where the coupling will fit and cover it fully, and then put the pipe in place. So that is my goal. We'll see how successful I am at doing that. So there's an underside shot of it. But that's what we're working with.
So are you going to put the first half up and then measure for the second? Or?
Yeah, I think that's It'll be easier.
Okay. So you put that on the far piece?
Yeah.
Okay.
Pipe for gluing.
Oh, I think I've seen this on the shows before. It's purple. Does it have to dry or anything, or is it just...
Just a few seconds.
Oh, okay. It's kind of like got some sort of alcohol or something in there to
Yeah.
dry fast.
Yep.
Okay. Do you have to put it on both parts?
Yep. And water flow, I think we're going to go that way with it, so.
Okay, how do you determine that?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, is there a certain way that, you know...
Sometimes it shows on there which way they want the water flow to go. This one doesn't, so.
Huh.
I just probably take them apart, so. Yeah. Okay.
And so that's the glue. And about how long does that take to
Just a few seconds. As well, it doesn't take long for it to bind.
And that acts as like a glue and sealant?
Mm-hmm. Actually, what it does is it melts the pipe.
Oh, okay.
And so it,
Yeah.
and then forms back together, so.
Okay. So you don't have to add any caulk or anything later?
Nope.
Okay. Not if you've done it right, right?
Right, yeah.
So you probably want to be kind of generous with the adhesive, huh?
Yeah. Leave that off until it fully cures. So.
Okay.
Okay, so there's one side. And we'll go ahead and do the other side too, and then we'll put this on here.
Is there like a name for that?
This is the union.
Right, but that part of the union.
Oh, no.
No? Okay.
Not that I'm aware of anyway.
The hollow cuppy bit.
Yep.
That's what I'm going to call it.
We'll tighten this on.
Now you don't have to put any kind of glue or anything on that?
Nope.
How come?
Because it is made of a rubber or actually a plastic, a poly type plastic that will seal without any adhesive.
Oh, okay.
The clamp is all you need to make it watertight.
Okay. So you're going to tighten one of the metal bands there, the clamps, and then when you put it onto the cast iron part, then that's when you'll tighten the other one.
Correct.
Okay. This is like, you know, plumbing for dummies here. Me being the dummy. Cool. Wow. That's a short pipe for such a moment of truth. Oh no! Yeah, that little ring doesn't want to stay put.
It will once I get it in there. Okay. Trying on that right now.
And once more.
I'll put him right there.
Oh yeah, that's a good use for that.
Okay, and the flashlight is up here.
I hope so. Otherwise
I
it'll
got a
be
little
dark.
drain pipe holder to put it into.
Oh, I don't think that'll work. For, that,
Yeah,
that might constitute a clog later on. So pretty much the cast iron that's there is okay. It was really all just the fault of the couplings.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I mean, the cast iron was broken on the other side.
Right, there was that chip.
But
that was ill repaired.
yes.
But aside from that, the cast iron pipes are still more or less sound, as far as you can tell.
Yep.
So we don't actually have to replace them right now.
Not yet. No.
Okay.
I mean, eventually, yes, we will, but.
I mean, yeah.
Okay, I need that rubber ring. There's our new connection. And I don't see any leak in the bottom, so that's good. And nice clean pipe. There's our union. And here is our other area. I zoomed in a little too close, but.
Sorry. From down here it was appropriate.
Yeah, huh? And down lays the pipe again. And focus on our coupling. Okay.
Now, is there a reason for doing that with like the 2 PVC pipes and the union joint?
Yes, because getting a coupling on here on one end, cutting it to right length, and then trying to get the other coupling on would have been difficult.
Okay.
So that's the reason I put this union in here, so that I can use 2 pieces and then put them together.
Is that pretty much the purpose of the union joint?
It's to put 2 pieces of pipe together, yes, that are more, usually use a coupling which just glue together. But this one actually comes apart in case you have like a length that has to fit in between 2 areas.
Okay.
And you can't put a coupling in there, then you go with one of those, so you can put 2 pieces in and then put them together.
Okay.
Okay, well, appears we ran into a bit more of a snag than expected. The pipe that was cracked and that was leaking is not cracked just where it was leaking, it's cracked all the way back to the hub.
And about how far is that?
About another 8 inches.
Oh, so not that far.
No, it's
oh,
not
okay.
far.
When you first told me, I thought we were talking about feet or something.
No, it just makes it more difficult to replace, because I was just going to cut the pipe, put a coupling on it, and be good there. But since it goes back to the hub, which is a larger portion, which is packed with lead.
Lead?
Lead. That's what they used to pack cast iron pipe together back in the day. Yes, they use a lead wool.
Oh, okay.
And pack it in there.
Okay.
So
what does that mean for us?
I got to get the hub off.
And do you have the tool to do that?
No.
Oh, shit.
Other than, well, I mean, it'll slip off if we can get the packing out, which, since it's lead, I can put a torch to it and melt the lead.
That doesn't sound safe. Hence needing the torch.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I want to say that might be in the in the shed, but I can't swear to it. Okay, so and then you're gonna have to put something underneath that to catch the lead as it melts and drips out. Because I'm thinking, you know, smelting, it's gonna run somewhere. Okay, and you know, up there is all wood, so you're gonna have to be careful not to like burn the house down, please.
Well, that shouldn't be a problem because the pipe is far enough away from any wood source.
Okay, again, melting lead.
Yeah.
Wow. So, okay. Alrighty then.
Well, now, another little piece here. I got the hub finally off. So we have pipe, but you'll see that we have a little barbed end here, which will probably also have to be cut off right along here with a hacksaw in order to put the coupling on, the rubber coupling, which is right here, which needs to go on this end. And with that end on there, with that barbed end, it's just a little bit too big to fit inside the coupling. So that'll have to come off. I have more than enough pipe there to put the coupling on with enough room, so at least that's a good thing. So that'll be the next step. We'll be cutting that off, putting the rubber coupling on, and then putting the pipe in place. And then, boy, hopefully that will be everything then. So here is what was on there. It was a hub piece just like that. You'll see how the hub was on there. What I had to do was cut it in 2 places across using an angle grinder, and was able to finally get it off. So here is the what's left of the lead that was used to attach the hub to the coupling, to the pipe. So I was able to finally break that off, cleaned up all the oakum that was underneath it, and finally have a good pipe other than the barb, which is the next thing that will be cut off. And then once that is off, hopefully we should be all ready to go now. So hopefully we won't find any other problems, and the next video will be the completed project, all good and gone. So.
Once more into the fray. Oh, okay. Oh yeah. Lights are important. Yeah, careful.
Alright, so after several weeks of fighting with it, we're finally on the final stage of putting the pipe in. I've already got the Fernco coupler here on the pipe for the to the cast iron, and I'm going to put the PVC pipe that I have just recently created in place. And hold it there. And as we go down the end of the pipe here, put the union together, and we'll tighten this up. So that it is good and secure. And then the final step will be to screw this final clamp down to keep it in place and to secure the, keep it watertight. So we're tight there, and that is tight. Feels dry, and I think we're all good to go. See, here's where the original connection was, and because of a crack in the pipe, the cast iron pipe from here all the way back to here, had to cut down to the Y fitting here and add this little extension here. So again, a little more of a project than I originally anticipated, but presumably we are done, and now will come the testing phase. I'm going up and taking a shower because I stink, and that'll give me a good opportunity to see if it is indeed watertight. So,
And see, all's well that ends well. It might have taken a couple of tries and a little bit more work and a lot more elbow grease than we expected, but we have been showering upstairs with no apparent leaks for over a week now, and we are, knock on wood, there's wood under there, saying that yes, the leak is fixed. Eventually we'll have to replace the cast iron pipes throughout the house, but for now we seem to be good to go. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Gingerbread Diaries. If you want to find out more about our home buying experience, the renovation loan we had to take out, and all the other things about the Gingerbread Diaries, or our 1910-ish folk Victorian, check us out at scrapsoflife.com. Bye-bye. Sorry, I'm being a 12-year-old.
Do you want to see